Imagine a man so embattled, so controversial, he fled his own country and then proclaimed himself king of a brand new nation. That man is Nithyananda, once a self-styled guru in India, now the supreme pontiff of Kailasa, his very own United States of Kailasa. Today we dive deep into the story of Kailasa, where it supposedly exists, what power it claims, how it runs, and why critics call it a micronation, or worse, a scam. From temple founder to fugitive, Nithyananda's transformation is dramatic. He fled India in late 2019, facing criminal charges including rape, child abduction, and fraud. Within weeks, he announced the creation of a sovereign Hindu nation, issuing passports, currency, e-citizenship, even diplomatic outreach. But is Kailasa real, or is it a power play cloaked in spiritualism and legal loopholes? Stick around for jaw-dropping details on how his followers attempted to claim indigenous land in Bolivia, duped city councils in the U.S., and lobbied the UN, all under the flag of this unconventional microstate. This case study reveals more than a cult. It's a playbook for how charisma, scattered legal authority, and digital reach can conspire to fabricate legitimacy. It's a cautionary tale for global news watchers. Worlds can be built and toppled, sometimes overnight, by one man's declarations. So, where is Kailasa really? Is it a floating island off Ecuador? A virtual empire online? Or a network of NGOs spanning continents? We unpack every claim, every document, and every scandal. By the end, you'll know why Kailasa isn't just a story, it's a phenomenon. Welcome to Inside Kailasa, the microstate made by a fugitive guru. Nithyananda was born Arunachalam Rajasekaran in Tamil Nadu. He rose to spiritual fame in the early 2000s as Paramahamsa Nithyananda, attracting followers from across India and abroad. With dramatic rituals, bold claims, including opening people's third eye, and an ever-growing ashram empire, he built a loyal fan base. But by 2010, scandals began to erupt. A leaked video allegedly showing him with a woman shattered his image. Soon after, serious criminal allegations followed, including rape, kidnapping, and fraud. Police cases mounted, arrests were made, but before the legal process could conclude, Nithyananda vanished in 2019. Months later, he resurfaced, not just as a fugitive, but as a ruler of a new nation, the United States of Kailasa. He declared it a homeland for persecuted Hindus and spiritual seekers. With a new flag, passport designs, and online portals for citizenship, Nithyananda had transformed his escape into an empire. It was a dramatic pivot, from being a spiritual teacher to calling himself a divine king. But where exactly was Kailasa? Who recognized it? And what was the endgame? The world had questions, and Nithyananda was ready with a bizarre yet captivating answer. The illusion of a nation. Kailasa wasn't built on land, it was built on illusion. While Nithyananda never revealed an official location, rumors pointed to an island somewhere off South America. But there was no proof. Despite this, he started forming a government with ministers, a central bank, an education board, and even a space research department. Social media showed visuals of temples, citizens in saffron, and national ceremonies, but most of it appeared staged. More spiritual cosplay than statehood. Yet, the performance was convincing to many. Kailasa issued e-visas and citizenship certificates online. His followers declared it the first Hindu nation, claiming divine authority rather than legal approval. No country officially recognized Kailasa, but that didn't stop it from mimicking real diplomacy. It launched websites, ran global embassies, and even sent delegates to international events. City councils, unaware of its background, welcomed Kailasa representatives, who then publicized it as official recognition. It was a game of optics. Kailasa had no real power, only the appearance of it. But in an era where online image matters, that was enough to gain attention. Kailasa blurred the line between nation, religion, and performance, and in doing so, it became a viral fantasy. Psychological strategy behind Kailasa. What makes Kailasa truly dangerous isn't just its fakeness, it's how effectively it uses belief as currency. Nithyananda didn't just create a country, he created a mental universe. He claimed he was divinely chosen, that Hindus were being suppressed, and Kailasa was their spiritual refuge. To a disillusioned audience, this narrative was compelling. He crafted a worldview where the outside world was evil, and only he held the truth. His online presence amplified the message. Videos, rituals, and miracles kept followers hooked. Within Kailasa, questioning was betrayal. Followers were taught to see him not just as a guru, but as a living deity. He offered them identity, purpose, and belonging, things people crave in chaotic times. He also introduced pseudo-scientific practices like third eye awakening, which fascinated the curious and vulnerable alike. By creating ministries, awards, and international events, he gave his followers a feeling of legitimacy. It wasn't just faith, it was structure. For many, Kailasa wasn't fake, it was a better alternative to reality. That's the genius of Nithyananda. He didn't need soldiers or borders, he only needed belief. And belief, once rooted deep, can be harder to erase than any wall or law. Legal loopholes and diplomatic tricks. Kailasa operated in a gray zone, not officially illegal, but not legally recognized either. Nithyananda knew how to manipulate international gaps in law. Micronations, self-declared countries without recognition, are not new. But none played the part as theatrically as Kailasa. He created official-looking websites, formed ministries, and issued documents that looked real, even though they held no legal value. His team targeted local government bodies around the world, presenting themselves as cultural ambassadors. In some cities, Kailasa's representatives received honorary welcome certificates, which they twisted into official treaties in their press releases. The aim was clear: create an illusion of international recognition. By the time the truth surfaced, the photo ops were already viral. Kailasa also held online events, giving awards to real global figures who unknowingly became part of its fake diplomacy. It was a masterclass in deception. Meanwhile, India's efforts to track Nithyananda have failed, as his exact location remains unknown. Without an extradition agreement with the country he's hiding in, he remains out of reach. This legal invisibility gives Kailasa room to operate. It's not just spiritual evasion, it's legal performance art. In a world run by perception, Kailasa proves that appearance can overpower reality. The conclusion: mirage or movement? So, what do we make of Kailasa? Is it just an elaborate scam, a satirical micronation, or something more dangerous? The answer might be all of the above. Kailasa for some is a joke, but for thousands, it's real. That's the power of belief when it's packaged with structure, language, rituals, and a charismatic leader. Nithyananda transformed exile into empire using nothing but storytelling and strategy. He blurred the lines between religion, nationality, and self-image. He gamified nation-building, turning every press event, every digital post into proof of legitimacy. And in doing so, he exposed how fragile our definitions of nations truly are. If enough people believe in something, and if it looks real enough online, can it become reality? Kailasa forces us to confront this question. It also reminds us how misinformation, spiritual manipulation, and digital media can be combined to create an unstoppable illusion. Whether it collapses tomorrow or expands further, the legacy of Kailasa will remain a case study in power without territory and faith without facts. In the age of virtual kingdoms, Kailasa isn't just a warning, it might be a glimpse into the future. The only question is, who's building the next one?